Now, if you do some searching, you will come across an article written in the Woodstock Whisperer. And the author is Jim Shelley. So check out Gilles Malkine and check out this article. And a lot of information is there, along with some interesting videos. So we'll probably refer to that as we move along here. Oh, and it says in that article, Gilles Malkine, according to Wade Lawrence, Gilles Malkine, guitarist, lives in Woodstock, New York, and is an actor, guitarist, artist, writer, disability advocate, illustrator, cartoonist, and composer. With that said, I'd like to welcome Gilles Malkine. There's lots of information out there about this guy. If you don't know him, Gilles is, why don't we let Gilles tell the story? Where did you grew up? Wait a minute, you were born in France, weren't you?
Correct. I'm imported like a sardine. Yes, but I was raised in Woodstock, yes. Both my parents were artists, and I opted for music, and there were lots of mentors around. This was in the late 50s and 60s. I had a lot of learning available for me, and I took up the guitar, and that's what I stuck with. As far as the Woodstock Festival goes, if that's what you were alluding to, I went into the service in late 66, early 67, and when I got back in late 68, I saw the movie Monterey Pop, and I said, oh my God, I missed the big one. The movie was just so wonderful to me. It was everything I liked and wanted and hoped for. Little did I know that the big one was really around the corner and that I would take part in it. No one could have guessed, but that's what happened. I had met Tim Hardin in 66 before I left, and when I got back, we met up again and started hanging out, and by the time the festival came around, I was playing in his band. So we went and we played the Friday night of the Woodstock Festival. He started by himself and brought his band on for the last 4 numbers, and it was the biggest audience I've ever had.
Tell me the story. I remember you years ago telling the story of being in a helicopter going over the
Yeah.
coming into the festival.
Yes, we got to the White Lake Motel, and then to get into the festival site, we drove in a caravan of 4 station wagons with a lot of different people, and we couldn't get through, so we stopped by a field, and a helicopter came in, a Sikorsky S-58, and stopped and picked us up. And as we came up over the trees, I saw something I couldn't make out. It was like a huge part of the landscape that seemed to be moving and squirming. And I said to the pilot, "What's that?" And he said, "That's your gig." and I knew I'd never forget that moment. And that's how we got in.
from there, so you became part of Tim Hardin's band, and after Woodstock, did you maintain that relationship or?
No, not very long. No, I had overdosed on the music business. I saw what it was. I did not want to become a touring musician. I just didn't want to do that. It wasn't, I'm a homebody, and that's what I want.
Okay,
So
I love
I
it.
came back to Woodstock and raised a family, and just stuck with my guitar and kept learning over the years. And that's the process. That's the art. That's the good part.
Yeah.
And so I got what I wanted and didn't need to be out in front of everything. But I had plenty of chances to perform. Those had the best of everything.
So
Real
what
lucky.
did you do? I mean, what were you doing aside from playing the guitar?
I became a draftsman, a design draftsman, and worked for local companies and then got into architecture and then got into architecture for disabilities. And that's what I've been doing for the last 30 years is projects for home modifications for people. I work out of a nonprofit agency in Kingston, and people need modifications in their home to accommodate somebody who is newly disabled or too old or somebody just born, a whole spectrum of needs. And I come in and I listen to them and I speak to them about alternatives they have to accommodate those people in their homes. I'm also familiar with the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, which applies only to public places. So I'm consulted for that in many different situations. And between those two things, that's how I earn a living, but it's part time. I'm also retired. Even though over the years I've gotten to be a better musician, I still didn't want to go out and perform all the time. And it just, it occurred to me that there's a lot more important things to do in the world. So many people need help. Just going out and just being a musician full time was more self-oriented than I cared to be. Now I help people every day I work, and it's a wonderful life. 2, 3, 4, 1.
So tell me about your what you're doing now. Now you're performing in some places, aren't you?
Yes. I have a partner who is a songwriter and a guitarist, and he's excellent at both of those things. We just happened to run into each other when we weren't doing anything else, and we formed a duo, which we call Rounding Third. This reflects our age group, I think. And we have inordinate amounts of fun and enjoyment just playing these songs. And actually, I'm playing more bass guitar behind him than anything else. But we switch off. We switch off. I'll play some ragtime stuff and he'll do some songs. And so we have a great time. It's wonderful to do. And there's no pressure. We don't have a manager or any such thing. We just do local gigs, and it's so enjoyable. I can't tell you.
And the person that you're speaking of is?
Michael Belmont, who is actually from Texas and came here via Colorado for a while, and now lives about a mile away from me in the town of Olive, near the reservoir. We're close to each other. We have as much fun practicing as we do performing, although it's a different kind of enjoyment. When you're practicing, you're building, you're listening, you're changing, you're making things better. And I love that process too. That's the work. And that's when you get to use your instincts and your taste and your hearing. And then when we go out and play, you just let go and just play what you've accumulated. So we're doing that. Now, before this, though, before a couple of years ago, I spent 30 years playing audiences with a friend of mine named Mikhail Horowitz.
Yeah.
And Mikhail Horowitz is a poet, a writer, an editor, and a songwriter, and a very funny guy. And we did not a lot of gigs, 20, 30 gigs a year, just doing comedy, really, satire. And he's such a good writer that we could be as serious or as silly as we wanted to, or both at the same time. And we had a great following. We enjoyed everything we did. So that was 30 years. And actually, I'm writing about it, and I hope to be able to share some of those experiences with people.
So I urge people to go to, if you Google the Woodstock Whisperer article by Jim Shelley, there is a whole story about Gilles and Mikhail Horowitz. And there's a link to a video there of Horowitz and Malkine singing "This Land Is Your Land." So you can pick that up if you go to this article, and there's a lot of information about Gilles and his partnership.
It's not "This Land Is Your Land." It's called "This Land Is Their Land."
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And it's very typical of
this
of
land
the
is
kind of
their
stuff
land.
we did.
And try to get the link. I'm sure you'll be able to find it easily enough.
This land is their land. This land ain't ours, friend. It's owned by DuPont and the Texas oil men. From denuded forests to polluted waters, this land was stole from you and me. Well, the halls of Congress, you know I'm fairly certain, are bought and paid for by Halliburton. And the mortgage loans on your broken down shacks, Yeah, they've been foreclosed by Goldman Sachs. This land is their land. This land ain't ours, friend. It's owned by Wall Street and the Texas oil men. From denuded forests to polluted waters, this land was stole from you and me. Well, it's kinda crummy, and it's really shoddy that the 1% owe most everybody, and the 1% of that 1% L, they own the 1% as well. This land is their land. This land ain't ours, friend. It's owned by Walmart and the Texas oil men. From denuded forests to polluted waters, this land was stolen from you and me. The other night, folks, you know, I had a nightmare. They started charging us just to breathe air. It seems Monsanto bought up the atmosphere. Didn't help I had Obamacare. This land is their land. This land ain't ours, friend. It's owned by Google and the Texas oil men. From denuded forests to polluted waters, this land was stolen from you and me. This land was stolen from you and me.
Do you have your guitar there? You're going to play for us?
No,
Live,
sure.
or-
What do you want? Little ragtime?
I do have 2 videos I'm going to play, but if you want to play
Classical.
something, go right ahead.
Here's a little.
Maybe it'll come out good and we'll use it.
Okay.
If not, it doesn't matter.
Here's a little piece by John Dowland.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that. So if anyone wants to see you guys, now you form this partnership, this new partnership, are you performing anywhere, and where can people come and see you?
Right now, we are seeking more venues, so we don't have anything definitive on the books at the moment. But the only thing I can say about that is that we advertise through Facebook. That's our main way of getting the word out. And I have a lot of followers, although I have no idea how many Facebook allows to see what I post. But the word of mouth gets around, and our audiences have been fine attendance-wise. That's how we do it. We don't have a website per se.
Okay. But the Facebook page is a website. So I urge folks to check out Gilles Malkine on Facebook and follow him. And then you'll find out all about where the performances will be. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah, the tape that you have that you plan to use is a recent concert we did in Kingston at the Green Kill Theater. And we just pick a place and try to play there and if nothing else too occupying is happening in our lives, we actually make it there and get it. But the best thing about that is really, for us, is a chance to work on the music. Because when we have a gig, we have something to work toward. That's when the machines go into work, and we love that.
That's great. That's really great. Aside from all of this, is there anything else you want to mention or talk about that we haven't spoken of? Like I said, this article is really good, and there's a lot of links in it and information about Gilles. And like I said, there's so much information about you and Mikhail, and is that how you say it? Mikhail?
Mm-hmm. Mikhail.
Okay. And now this new relationship, mention his name again?
Michael Belmont.
Okay, Michael Belmont. And
it's lovely songs. Lovely songs.
Wonderful. Is he a songwriter or?
Yes, he's a lovely songwriter. He's wonderful. He's very talented, and he's got piles and piles of songs, and I love at least half of them. And I have my own criteria for something has to resonate with me to like it, but his have so much of that I personally like it, and they're very likable. Other people have told me the same thing. To me, it's all good. I have nothing to do but enjoy the process.
It sounds very exciting, and I'm happy for you. And all I can say is thank you so much for being with me here today. And hopefully the folks on watching this on Catskills Air will connect and check out Gilles. Once again, Facebook is the place to go. That's GILES.
Two L's.
MAL.
Two L's.
GILLES. Okay. And MALKINE. Look him up on Facebook and take it from there.
And if you add at gmail.com to my name, so just my name at gmail.com, I'll be glad to respond with and put you on a list or any news I have going out. People are free to email me is what I'm saying. So
great. Thank you so much, Gilles, for being with me here today. Have a great afternoon. I'll talk to you soon.
You too. Thank you so much, Artie.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.